Tonight with the primetime hearing, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here. The first hearing before the country tonight, the results of the January 6th investigation. The House committee investigating for nearly a year now into the planning, the events that led up to that day, who knew what and when, including former President Trump and members of the former president's inner circle, the interviews, the depositions, including Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner. And tonight, the never-before-seen video from a filmmaker who was caught in the middle of it all. Images we have not seen, and what he tells our John Carl tonight about the violence he witnessed. Of course, the nation and the world already witnessed what played out on January 6th, the day that began with that rally with former President Trump, then the march to the Capitol, the former president telling the crowd, "We will walk to the Capitol and I'll be with you," then watching on TV from the White House. Protesters then clashing with law enforcement, breaching security, smashing through windows and doors to get inside to try to halt the certification of the election. And tonight, that never-before-seen video from that filmmaker who was embedded with the far-right group, the Proud Boys. ABC News getting the first look. That filmmaker, Nick Quested, will testify as a witness before the country tonight. And John Carl here with the first interview tonight. This evening, the bipartisan House committee says the investigation will reveal January 6 was the result of a multi-step coordinated attempt to overturn the results of the 2020 election and to stop the transfer of power from Donald Trump to Joe Biden. ABC's chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Karl leading us off.
Freedom!
Tonight, the January 6th committee will present dramatic, never-before-seen video of January 6th, some of it seen here on ABC News for the first time. The so-called QAnon shaman rallying the crowd with lies about the election.
Every real American knows that this election was a fraud. Everybody knows there's fraud all throughout the election. And anybody that denies that is an idiot.
The man behind the camera will be tonight's lead witness, documentary filmmaker Nick Quested, who was embedded with the Proud Boys as they and others marched on the Capitol.
For anyone that really didn't think that there was extreme violence on that day, I filmed it, I saw it, and was subject to it. The violence was real, and it was exceptionally powerful.
You can't watch that and think it was just another visit, tourist visit to the Capitol.
No, when you see two people die on one day, it's not normal political discourse.
Quested and his crew were so close to the action, he was initially considered a suspect by the FBI.
It's going to be fun. I am not allowed to say what's going to happen today because everyone's just going to have to watch for themselves. But it's going to happen. Something's going to happen, one way or the other.
His camera was rolling as a rioter was pushed off the balcony, capturing this man with blood streaming down his face as the mob broke into the Capitol.
We have stormed the Capitol! It has been breached!
And inside the Capitol, his crew there as the mob searched for Nancy Pelosi.
All we want is Pelosi!
This video outside Speaker Pelosi's office was shot just minutes after she was evacuated from the Capitol. Justice Department prosecutors recently used some of Quested's video. This footage of Proud Boys leader Enrique Tarrio as he was released from prison on the eve of the riot, meeting with another militant leader, Stuart Rhodes of the Oath Keepers, in an underground parking garage on Capitol Hill the night before the attack. In the days after the attack, Republican leader Kevin McCarthy said clearly that Trump bore responsibility for what happened on January 6th, saying at the time,
"The president bears responsibility for Wednesday's attack on Congress by mob rioters. He should have immediately denounced the mob when he saw what was unfolding."
Today, McCarthy was asked if he still believes that former President Trump bears responsibility.
I thought everybody in the country bared some responsibility.
And on the big question that animated the attack on the Capitol,
Do you believe that Donald Trump is just flat wrong when he says the election was stolen?
Look, we've answered this question a long time. Joe Biden is the president. I think you can look that there's a lot of problems still within the election process.
But that wasn't my question. That wasn't my question. I mean, we know he's the president. He lives in the White House. Was it legitimate? Is Donald Trump wrong when he says the election was stolen?
You know, Jonathan,
it's a very
we talked
simple
about
question.
this a long time. I've already answered that
No,
question.
what was the answer? Is Donald Trump wrong when he says the election was stolen?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So you won't answer that?
Jonathan, I've answered it numerous times. I know you have a microphone. I know what you want to do. I've already answered the question.
I just want to know, is he wrong when he says the election was stolen?
Thank you for your time.
John Carl with us live tonight. John, you and I will be on the air with our entire political team just about an hour from now with this live primetime hearing. But first, two quick questions for you tonight. Starting with that exchange we just saw with Leader Kevin McCarthy you had today. For the record, I just wanted to point out that you did report after January 6th here, Kevin McCarthy, what he had said both in public and in private, holding former President Trump accountable. McCarthy obviously no longer willing to say much of that in public. And as for this filmmaker's video, we heard those claims there of a stolen election again. Our viewers are going to remember that even the former president's attorney general at the time, Bill Barr, said there was no evidence of any widespread fraud that would have changed this election.
Bill Barr was as staunch a Trump ally as anybody. He investigated it, and as he told me, David, the allegations were, quote, BS. And remember, Biden won the election by 7 million votes, and he won decisively in the Electoral College as well.
This question for folks at home tonight, John. You've been reporting much of this long before this first primetime hearing. I know people are going to want to know, is there going to be a lot new here? The committee appears to be convinced that this will land with the American people and that there will be a lot more that they in fact reveal?
They've been investigating about a year. There'll be new information for sure. There'll be the new video that we talked about. But I think perhaps what will really stick out are those depositions, the interviews that the committee has done with people very close to Donald Trump, including members of his family, Ivanka Trump, Donald Trump Jr., Jared Kushner. You will see excerpts of those depositions tonight in this hearing.
All right, Jonathan Karl leading us off tonight. Again, coming up just a short time from now, John and the entire political team right here with me, our live coverage of the primetime hearing right here on ABC. That's 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific, of course. So stay right here with us tonight.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.